Hello, Algebra 1 students. In this video, we're going to cover multi-step inequalities. By the end of the video, you should be able to solve a multi-step inequality. Okay, so let's look at an example. Now, if you remember correctly from chapter 2, we talked about multi-step equation. That just meant you were going to undo more than one or two operations, right? In this case, we're going to undo more than one operation for the inequality. Okay, so what are the solutions of 9 plus 4t is greater than 21? Okay, so what we got to do here is just isolate the t, so whatever's surrounding it, we got that 9 we got to get rid of, so we're going to subtract that first. Okay, and those cancel out to make a zero pair. You're left with 4t is greater than 21 minus 9 is 12. Okay, now we're going to undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 4. And now we get t is greater than 3. All right, let's look at an example where we have to solve by using the distributed property. What are the solutions of 15 is greater than or equal to 5 minus 2 times 4m plus 7? Okay, so if you don't remember how to do the distributed property, you might want to go back to chapter 1, and it's 1.7. So the distributed property is basically just taking this parentheses and you're going to multiply it by the number that's on the outside. Okay, because all this is saying is you have a group of two groups of 4m plus 7. All right, so let's go ahead and write this out. I'm going to bring down the 15. I'm going to bring down the symbol and then the 5. There's nothing we can do with those yet until we distribute. So now we're going to take the negative 2 and we're going to multiply it by the 4m. It gives us a negative 8m. And then we're going to do the negative 2 and we're going to multiply it by the positive 7. So it gives us a negative 14. Okay. At this point, you have a new line. That means the previous line is gone. You're done with that. This is your new line that you created. So you're going to look at it and say, well, do I have any like terms that I can put together? And we do. We can put together the 5 and then the negative 14. All right, so that will be, we're going to put these here. We're going to put 15 is less than or equal to 5. Minus 14 is a negative 9. And they're going to bring down the negative 8m. Okay, again, right, our goal is to solve for the m. We got to isolate that. So we've got to get rid of this negative 9 here. So to zero that out, we just have to add it. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. Okay, that gives us 15 plus 9 is 24, is less than or equal to negative 8m, right? Because those 9s, they cancel each other out. All right, now we have just one step left. It's a multiplication. To undo that, we're going to divide both sides by a negative 8. So 24 divided by negative 8 is going to give us a negative 3. Now, here's something. This is where the rule comes in. You must remember this. Anytime we are dividing by a negative, we need to flip our symbol. Okay, so we're going to flip this. So instead of it being less than or equal to, we're going to have greater than, or equal to m. All right. Or you could write it like this. M is m is less than or equal to negative 3. Okay. Okay, you can see that we're progressively getting a little more complicated. This one, we're solving an inequality with variables on both sides, and we did this in chapter 2 as well. So what are the solutions of 3b plus 12 is greater than 27 minus 2b? So we're just going to solve for b, but we have to get these together, the b's. So I'm going to write this down here, 3b plus 12 greater than 27 minus 2b. So we got to get these together. I'll get the yellow here. We got to get the 3 and the negative 2 together. So you have to foreshadow, right? If you subtracted the 3b from both sides, you would have a negative variable, and that might just cause problems later. So what I'm going to do, thinking ahead here, is I'm just going to add the 2b on both sides. Keep it positive. All right, so these are going to cancel out. Now I've got 3b plus 2b is 5b plus 12 is greater than 27. All right, easy enough so far. To isolate that b even further, we got to zero out that 12 by subtracting it from both sides. So this leaves us with 5b is greater than 27 minus 12 is just going to be 15. And now one last step, we're going to undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 5. And now we're left with b is greater than 3.